Success is not reserved for a select few. It belongs to those who refuse to quit, those who push through every obstacle, and those who decide that nothing will stand in their way. If you want to win in life, you have to stop waiting for the right moment. You have to stop letting fear hold you back. Every second you waste doubting yourself is another moment you could have used to move forward. The truth is, the difference between those who win and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or intelligence. It's commitment. It's the mindset that says, I won't stop until I win. You have dreams. You have goals. You know what you want. But knowing isn't enough. Wishing isn't enough. You have to take action. You have to decide right now that you will not settle for anything less than the life you deserve. Every champion, every successful person, every high achiever has faced moments of doubt, fear, and struggle, but they pushed through. They didn't stop when it got hard. They didn't back down when things didn't go their way. They kept going until they won. And that's exactly what you need to do. This is not about motivation that fades after a few hours. This is about a shift in how you think, how you act, and how you approach every challenge in your life. Because once you commit to this mindset, nothing can stop you. Not failure, not setbacks, not rejection. The only thing standing between you and success is whether you are willing to keep going, no matter what. If you are tired of starting over, if you are tired of feeling stuck, if you are ready to take control of your life, then keep watching, because today we're going to break down exactly what it takes to develop the mindset of a winner. A mindset that refuses to quit. A mindset that guarantees success. By the end of this audiobook, you won't just feel motivated, you'll be ready to take action. So let's get started. Chapter 1. Why most people give up and how you can be different. You are not here to live an average life. You are not here to settle for less. You are here to win. And if you're going to win, there's something you need to understand right now. Giving up is not an option. I want you to look around. The world is full of people who quit too soon. They start something, they get excited, they tell everyone about their goals, but the moment it gets hard, they walk away. They give up because they don't see results fast enough. They quit because they feel tired, frustrated, or discouraged. And before they know it, they're back at square one, wondering why nothing ever changes. But let me tell you something, that does not have to be your story. You can be different. You can be the kind of person who keeps pushing when everyone else stops. You can be the one who refuses to back down when life throws challenges your way. You can be the one who stays in the game until you win. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The ones who make it are not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They are the ones who simply refuse to quit. Think about all the times you started something with passion and energy. Maybe it was a new habit, a new goal, or a new opportunity. At first you were excited. You had motivation. You had a vision of where you wanted to be. But then reality hit. Things got tough. Progress felt slow. You started doubting yourself. You looked around and saw others moving faster than you. And that little voice in your head whispered, maybe this isn't for you. And so you gave up. And the cycle repeated itself over and over again. But what if I told you that the only reason you haven't seen success yet is because you stopped too soon? What if I told you that every time you quit you were just inches away from breaking through? Listen, success doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and that process will test you. It will challenge you. It will push you to your limits. And here's the truth, most people don't want to hear. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. That's the price of greatness. The people who succeed are the ones who are willing to endure the struggle, the setbacks, and the failures. They are the ones who get knocked down and get back up, over and over again. They are the ones who refuse to let frustration stop them. That's what separates the winners from everyone else. I want you to think about something for a second. How many times in your life have you been one decision away from changing everything? One more workout away from seeing results? One more phone call away from closing that deal? One more day of effort away from breaking through? But instead of pushing forward, you stopped. You walked away when all you had to do was keep going a little longer. And that's the difference between the ones who win and the ones who don't. Winners don't stop. They don't back down. They don't quit when it gets tough. They push harder. They go all in. And they keep showing up until they see results. The next time you feel like quitting, I want you to remember this. The moment you are about to give up is the moment right before everything changes. That's when most people stop. That's when most people throw in the towel. And that's why most people never reach their goals. But you're not most people. You are stronger than you think. You have more inside you than you realize. And if you can just hold on a little longer, if you can just keep pushing forward, you will break through. I know some of you are sitting there right now thinking, but Jim, I've tried everything, and nothing seems to work. Listen to me. Just because you haven't seen results yet, doesn't mean they're not coming. Just because you're struggling now doesn't mean you'll be struggling forever. But if you quit, you guarantee that nothing changes. If you stop now, you guarantee failure. But if you keep going, if you refuse to give up, success is inevitable. I want you to make a promise to yourself right now. Say it out loud if you have to. I will not quit. I will not stop. I will not give up until I win. Because that's what it takes. That's what separates the best from the rest. The road to success is full of challenges. There will be moments when you feel like you're not making progress. There will be times when you wonder if it's even worth it. But if you can just keep moving forward, if you can just keep showing up, one day you'll look back and realize that every struggle, every setback, every tough moment was worth it. Winning is a mindset. It's a decision. It's a choice you make every single day. You don't wait for motivation. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You wake up, you do the work, and you keep going no matter what. That's how you win. That's how you change your life. Now I have one question for you. Are you ready to stop making excuses? Are you ready to stop quitting every time it gets hard? Are you ready to commit to yourself and your future? Because if you are, then today is the day everything changes. Today is the day you decide that quitting is no longer an option. Today is the day you commit to your dreams with everything you have. And I promise you this, if you refuse to give up, if you refuse to stop, if you push through every challenge one day, you will win. And when that day comes, you'll look back and realize that every moment of struggle, every bit of pain, and every ounce of effort was worth it. So what's it going to be? Are you going to be like everyone else and give up when it gets tough? Or are you going to be different? Are you going to be the one who refuses to stop until you win? The choice is yours. But let me remind you of one thing. Every second you keep going, you are one step closer to success. So don't stop now. Keep pushing, keep fighting, keep going. And don't you ever quit. Because if you don't stop, you will win. Chapter 2. If you want success, you must commit. No matter what. Success doesn't come to the ones who kind of want it. It doesn't belong to those who try for a little while and then walk away when things get tough. It goes to the ones who commit. The ones who say, I don't care how long it takes, how hard it gets, or how many times I fail, I'm going to make this happen. That's the difference between those who win and those who never see results. I want you to think about something. How many times have you started something with excitement, only to quit the moment it got difficult? Maybe it was a fitness goal. Maybe it was a business idea. Maybe it was a new habit you wanted to build. At first you were all in. You had the motivation, the vision, the drive, but then life happened. You got tired. You got distracted. Things didn't happen as fast as you wanted, and instead of pushing through, you convinced yourself it wasn't worth it. So you quit. And now, you're exactly where you started, wondering why nothing ever changes. But let me tell you something. Nothing changes because you never fully committed. You had one foot in and one foot out. You were interested, but you weren't dedicated. And that's why you didn't see results. Success is not something you try, it's something you commit to. No matter what. It's waking up every day and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's sticking with it, even when you don't see immediate progress. It's choosing discipline over excuses, over and over again. I've seen it too many times. People say they want success, but the moment it requires sacrifice, they disappear. They say they want to be in shape, but they skip workouts because they're too busy. They say they want to build a business, but they give up after a few months because they're not making money yet. They say they want to change their life, but the moment they get uncomfortable, they stop. And then they wonder why they're stuck. Let me make it clear, if you want something bad enough, you commit. You do whatever it takes. You show up every day, no matter how hard it gets. Because that's what winners do. When you commit, truly commit, everything changes. Your mindset shifts. Your habits improve. Your focus sharpens. You stop making excuses because quitting is no longer an option. You stop looking for the easy way out because you understand there isn't one. You stop wasting time waiting for motivation because you've built the discipline to keep going, whether you feel like it or not. That's the level of commitment it takes to succeed. You see, most people wait until they feel ready. They wait until the conditions are perfect. They wait until they have more time or feel more motivated. And guess what? That day never comes. The ones who win are the ones who start before they're ready. The ones who push through when it's inconvenient. The ones who don't just work when they feel inspired, but when they feel exhausted, frustrated, and discouraged. That's commitment. I know some of you are sitting there thinking, but Jim, I've tried before, and I just don't have the discipline. Listen to me. Discipline isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. And you build it by showing up every single day, no matter what. Every time you push through when you don't feel like it, you get stronger. Every time you stay focused when you'd rather quit, you build resilience. And before you know it, commitment becomes a part of who you are. You have to decide right now, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you ready to stop making excuses and start making progress? Because if you are, then today is the day everything changes. No more half efforts. No more starting and stopping. No more waiting for the right moment. The right moment is now, and let me tell you something, you are capable of more than you realize. You have more strength, more determination, more potential inside you than you've ever tapped into. And the only way to unlock it is through commitment. That means showing up on the days you don't feel like it. That means pushing forward when everything in you wants to quit. That means doing the work, even when you don't see immediate results. Because if you can do that, if you can fully commit to your goals, your success is inevitable. So here's my challenge to you. Stop talking about what you want, and start proving it with your actions. Stop saying, "I'll try," and start saying, "I will." Stop making excuses, and start making progress. Because the truth is, you either commit, or you don't. You either do what it takes, or you stay stuck where you are. The choice is yours, but I promise you this, if you make the decision right now, to commit fully, to give it everything you have, and to refuse to quit, no matter what, one day, you will look back, and realize that every struggle, every challenge, every moment of doubt was worth it. One day, you will wake up, and see that all the hard work, all the sacrifice, all the discipline paid off. And when that day comes, you'll be grateful that you never gave up. So what's it going to be? Are you ready to commit? Are you ready to stop waiting for the perfect time, and start taking action? Are you ready to do whatever it takes to win? Because if you are, then I have one thing to say to you: don't stop. Don't quit. Don't slow down. Keep going, keep pushing, keep showing up. And don't you ever give up. Because the moment you fully commit is the moment your life starts to change. Chapter 3. How to destroy your excuses and start winning today. If you're tired of hearing excuses and ready to break free from everything that's holding you back, then it's time for you to take control. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Let's talk about something that stops so many people dead in their tracks. Excuses, and more importantly, let's talk about how you're going to destroy them. Every time you let an excuse slide, you're putting your dreams on hold. You're letting yourself off the hook from what you really deserve. But that ends now. You're here because something inside you knows you're capable of so much more. You've got goals. You've got dreams. But those dreams won't wait around for you to finally decide to get serious. They won't show up just because you wish them into existence. If you really want them to happen, if you truly want to reach your potential and live the life you've imagined, you need to stop letting excuses run the show. The only thing standing between where you are now and where you want to be is the excuses you keep feeding yourself. Every time you catch yourself saying, "I don't have time," or "I'm not good enough," you're giving permission for failure to step in. But I'm here to tell you, failure doesn't belong in your life. And as long as you continue to make excuses, failure has a foothold in your journey. The truth is, there will always be reasons not to take action. Life will throw curveballs. You'll face challenges. But here's the deal. If you want success, you've got to stop being scared of the hard stuff. You have to face it head on, and when you do, that's when you start winning. Think about it. You're going to get knocked down. That's a given. The question is, how long will you stay down? How long will you let yourself believe those excuses? How long will you listen to the little voice in your head that says, "Maybe tomorrow is a better time"? Let me be clear. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow is always a day away, and before you know it, another year has passed. You could have been one step closer to your goals, but you chose to listen to the voice that told you to wait. The longer you delay, the further away success becomes. Excuses are like weights around your ankles. They keep you grounded. They keep you from flying, from reaching higher, from achieving what you're fully capable of. But you don't have to stay grounded. You can cut those chains and soar to new heights. You're capable of so much more than you realize. All it takes is the willingness to stop making excuses and take the first step, even when you don't feel like it. So here's the truth. There's always going to be an excuse. Life doesn't stop to make things easier for you. No, life is going to keep coming at you with every excuse in the book. You don't have enough time. You don't have enough resources. It's too hard. But what I'm telling you is this: those excuses are lies, and if you choose to believe them, you'll never get where you want to go. Let me give you some perspective. When you were a kid, you probably heard no a lot. Maybe your parents told you, no, you can't have that toy, or no, you can't go to that party. But do you know what you did? You didn't just take no as the end of the conversation. You fought for what you wanted. You worked around those barriers. Maybe you threw a tantrum, or maybe you came up with a clever way to get what you wanted. The point is, you found a way. You didn't let an excuse stop you from going after what you wanted. Somewhere along the way, most people stop fighting for what they want. They stop seeing the possibilities and start seeing the obstacles. But you're different. You're not going to make excuses anymore. You're going to rise above them. You're going to get relentless. Every time that voice inside your head tells you why you can't, you're going to say, watch me. Every time you think about giving up, you're going to remember why you started in the first place. You've got a mission. You've got a purpose. And if you let excuses get in the way of that purpose, you're robbing yourself of the life you deserve. You've got to take a stand. You've got to say, I'm done with excuses. No more, I don't have time. No more, I'm not good enough. No more, it's too hard. Because here's the secret. Those excuses aren't true. You have everything you need to start. You don't need more time, more money, or more resources. You just need to take action. You need to be so committed that you're willing to face every excuse head on and say, I don't care what you have to say. I'm moving forward anyway. Do you know what will happen when you stop making excuses? You'll start seeing progress. Small victories will start to add up. And that's when the magic happens. When you realize that your small actions every day are adding up to something bigger, that's when you'll get addicted to the process. It won't just be about reaching the goal anymore. It'll be about the satisfaction of knowing that you're showing up every single day, no matter how tough it gets. The key to breaking free from excuses is this. You've got to take full responsibility. This is your life. This is your journey. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. It's up to you to go out and get it. And if you want it bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes. You'll wake up earlier. You'll work harder. You'll sacrifice. But most importantly, you'll stop making excuses. You're not going to wait for the perfect time. There's no such thing. You're going to make the time. You're going to start now. You're going to stop waiting for things to be easy and start accepting that hard work is part of the deal. Because guess what? Every time you show up and give it your all, you get closer to winning. And I can promise you, when you stop making excuses and start taking action, you will win. There are people who've made it. People who are winning right now. And guess what? They're not any smarter than you. They don't have more time. They don't have a special talent that you don't have. They've just figured out one thing. The secret to success is not letting excuses get in the way. They don't care what the obstacles are. They just keep moving forward, one step at a time, until they get what they want. And you can do that too. It's time to stop making excuses. It's time to take responsibility for your own success. And from this moment on, every time you hear that voice telling you why you can't, you're going to laugh. Because you know that the only thing standing in your way is you. And you are stronger than any excuse that comes your way. Now get up and start moving. Your dreams are waiting for you, and you've got no more excuses. Remember this, you're not defined by the challenges you face, but by the way you respond to them. So go out there, face those challenges head on, and crush every excuse that stands in your way. The only limit you have is the one you place on yourself. Break free and watch your life change. Chapter 4. I won't stop until I master my habits. You know what separates the people who achieve their dreams from the ones who settle for less? It's simple. The ones who win in life aren't the ones who get lucky or have it easy. They're the ones who refuse to stop until they've mastered their habits. They're the ones who wake up every day and decide that they will take consistent, powerful action no matter what. And if you want to be one of those people, you need to make one simple decision. You will not stop until you've mastered your habits. Imagine waking up every morning with the kind of discipline and drive that pushes you forward. You don't need motivation because you've built the habits that keep you moving no matter how you feel. It's not about having willpower for a short burst of time. It's about mastering your habits so they become second nature. You wake up, you know exactly what you need to do, and you do it. Single day. It becomes effortless. You don't need a reason to keep going. You just do, because it's who you've become. Think about it for a second. Every successful person you know has built their success on one thing, their daily habits. They don't just work hard when they feel like it, they work hard every day, whether they're tired, whether they're not in the mood, whether they've had a bad day or a good day. Why? Because success is built on consistency, and consistency is a result of mastering your habits. You see, habits are like the foundation of your life. If you build them right, they'll hold up everything else. If you let them slip, everything else will crumble. Now I know there's a part of you that's thinking, I've tried before, I've tried to build habits, and it didn't work. I fell off the wagon. I got distracted. And let me tell you, that's okay. I've been there too. Everyone has. But here's the thing, you've got to keep going. You've got to keep at it until those habits stick. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each day you take one step toward making your habits stronger. You're laying down the foundation for a better future. But here's the real secret, you can't wait for motivation to show up. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. Some days you'll feel motivated, some days you won't. But the key is to keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. You know why? Because those little daily actions are what build your success. You won't always see the results right away, but trust me, they are happening. The momentum is building. Your habits are becoming stronger and more automatic with each passing day. The reason most people struggle with building lasting habits is because they think they should see instant results. But it doesn't work that way. Building habits takes time, and the change you want won't happen overnight. It's not a quick fix, it's a slow burn. But let me tell you something, if you stick with it, if you refuse to stop, you will see the results. Those small actions repeated day after day will eventually pay off. And when you look back, you'll realize that you've mastered your habits and created a life that reflects the person you've become. You can't just talk about what you want to achieve. You have to show up for it. You have to put in the work, even when it feels like nothing's happening. You have to trust the process. Because here's the thing, every successful person out there has one thing in common. They've committed to mastering their habits. They've made the decision to keep going, no matter what. And that decision, over time, is what leads to success. You want to be successful, you have to master your habits. You want to be in better shape. You have to master the habit of working out consistently. You want to build a business. You have to master the habit of taking daily action toward your goals. You want to improve your relationships. You have to master the habit of being present, of listening, of putting in the effort. It's all about mastering the habits that will move you forward. And here's the thing, mastering your habits doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's about focusing on one habit at a time. You start small. You focus on making that one habit automatic. And once it's ingrained, you add another, and another. Slowly over time, you'll have a set of habits that serve you, that push you forward, that make success inevitable. But here's the catch. You've got to be consistent. You've got to show up, even when you don't feel like it. That's the difference between people who succeed and people who don't. It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about doing the work day in and day out. It's about showing up when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when it's uncomfortable. And when you do that long enough, the results will come. It's easy to make excuses. It's easy to say, I don't have time, or I'm too tired. But when you make the commitment to master your habits, you stop making excuses. You find a way to make it work. You get up earlier. You stay up later. You work through the challenges. You do whatever it takes, because you know that your habits will eventually carry you to where you want to go. The power of mastering your habits is that they become automatic. They don't take effort anymore. You don't have to think about them, they just happen. And when your habits are working for you, success becomes inevitable. It's like riding a bike downhill. You put in the effort to get started, but once you've built momentum, it's smooth sailing. But getting to that point takes time. It takes effort. It takes commitment, and it takes the decision to not stop until you've mastered your habits. So right now, I want you to make that commitment to yourself. I want you to make the decision that you won't stop until you've built the habits that will change your life. This is the moment. This is when it all starts. And when you look back, you'll see that mastering your habits was the key that unlocked the door to your success. You have the power to change your life. But it starts with mastering your habits. Every single day, you make choices that shape your future. So choose wisely. Choose to build habits that will carry you to where you want to go. Choose to be consistent, to be relentless. And when you do, you won't just reach your goals, you'll surpass them, because success isn't a destination, it's a habit. And once you've mastered your habits, success will be yours. So don't stop, keep going. Keep mastering your habits. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. It's about showing up every single day, no matter what. And when you do, you'll create a life that you're proud of. So go out there, make those habits stick, and watch your life transform. Chapter 5. I won't stop until I outwork my old self. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It doesn't come to those who sit around and hope that things will change on their own. It comes to the ones who are willing to outwork their old selves. The ones who are willing to push harder, move faster, and give more than they did yesterday. You're not competing with anyone else in this game. The only person you're up against is the person you were yesterday. And that's what makes this journey so powerful. The only way to truly win is to outwork the person you used to be. Think about it for a moment. You've got dreams, you've got ambitions, you've got goals that you want to crush. But here's the truth. Dreams alone won't get you there. Talking about your goals won't get you there. Only one thing will: the work. The relentless work of outdoing yourself every single day. If you want to reach the next level, if you want to experience the success you've been dreaming of, you need to put in the work that will take you there. The effort to outwork your old self isn't just about being busy, it's about being deliberate, intentional, and consistent in your actions. There's something incredibly empowering about realizing that your past self doesn't get to define who you are today or where you're going. That person you were a year ago, a month ago, even a week ago, is not the person who controls your future. You control that. The effort you put in today will be the foundation for who you'll become tomorrow. But you've got to be willing to work harder than you ever have before. It's not about working longer hours, it's about making those hours count. You've got to outwork the person you were yesterday. If you want to see your life change, how do you do that? It starts with making a commitment that no matter how you feel, no matter what the circumstances are, you're going to give your best effort. You're going to do what others won't do because you want what others won't have. It's about pushing yourself to go beyond your limits, to give more than you thought you could, and to keep going when your mind tells you to stop. That's what separates the winners from the rest of the pack. But let me be clear, outworking your old self isn't about just doing more. It's about being smarter with your time, energy, and focus. It's about taking inventory of how you're spending your days and making sure that your actions are in alignment with where you want to go. It's about identifying your weaknesses and turning them into strengths. It's about looking at your habits, your routines, and saying, how can I do this better? How can I do this faster? How can I do this more effectively? It's the constant pursuit of progress, no matter how small, that will get you to the next level. The biggest barrier to success for most people is their own self-doubt. They think they can't do it, or they've convinced themselves that they're not capable of achieving the things they want. But here's the reality, you're capable of so much more than you realize. You just need to outwork that voice inside your head that tells you to quit. You've got to push through the discomfort, push through the challenges, and keep showing up every single day. The more you show up, the stronger you'll become. And as you outwork your old self, you'll begin to see results that you never thought possible. Every day is an opportunity to be better than you were yesterday. Every decision, every action, every thought is a chance to outwork who you were the day before. But here's the secret. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the best at everything. But you do have to show up, give your best effort, and keep pushing forward. Even on the days when you feel like you've given all you have, keep going. That's how you outwork your old self. That's how you break through your limitations and unlock your true potential. You don't get to your goals by staying the same. You don't get to where you want to be by continuing to do the same things over and over again. You get there by evolving, by changing, by pushing past the version of yourself that holds you back. Every time you step up to the challenge, every time you make the choice to do better than you did before, you're leaving behind the person you were and becoming someone new, someone stronger, someone capable of achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. Let's talk about your energy. If you want to outwork your old self, you've got to be intentional about how you spend your time and energy. There's only so much of it to go around, so you've got to make every moment count. Stop wasting time on things that don't align with your goals. Stop filling your days with distractions. The more you eliminate the things that drain your energy, the more you can put into the things that will push you closer to your dreams. That means cutting out the things that don't serve you, whether that's time-wasting habits, toxic relationships, or anything else that takes you off course. Outwork your old self by becoming more disciplined with your focus and energy. You've also got to embrace failure. Most people avoid failure like the plague, but the truth is, failure is your greatest teacher. It's not the end of the road, it's part of the process. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. It's in the struggle, the setbacks and the challenges that you grow. Don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid of not trying. The more you fail, the closer you're getting to success. Each failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. So don't shy away from it. Embrace it, because every time you fail, you're outworking the version of yourself that would have given up. When you choose to outwork your old self, you're choosing to be relentless in the pursuit of your dreams. You're choosing to commit to your goals no matter what. You're choosing to put in the effort every single day, no matter how hard it gets. And when you do that, you'll start to see your life transform. You'll start to see the results of your hard work, and those results will keep you going. Because here's the truth, success is not reserved for the lucky few. It's reserved for those who are willing to outwork themselves day in and day out. So let me ask you this, are you ready to outwork your old self? Are you ready to put in the effort, the time and the energy required to become the person you need to be in order to achieve your dreams? Because I'm telling you right now, the only thing standing between you and the success you want is your willingness to outwork the person you were yesterday. The person who doubted themselves, the person who didn't show up, the person who gave up too soon. That person is gone. And the person you're becoming, they're unstoppable. And when you keep outworking your old self, you'll not only achieve your goals, you'll exceed them. The only limit to what you can achieve is the work you're willing to put in. So get out there and make it happen. Chapter 6. I won't stop until I prove to myself that I can. You've got to prove to yourself that you can. This isn't about anyone else. It's not about your parents, your friends, your co-workers, or anyone who's watching you. It's about you and you alone. The only person whose approval you need is the person staring back at you in the mirror every morning. So if you want to win, if you want to truly live the life you've always dreamed of, you've got to start by proving to yourself that you can do it. No one else can do this for you. It's your journey, your success, your victory. There are no shortcuts to proving to yourself that you can. It's not about quick fixes or easy solutions. It's about showing up, day in and day out, even when things get tough. It's about having the discipline to keep moving forward when you feel like giving up. It's about digging deep and finding the strength inside you to keep pushing. And let me tell you, that strength is already inside you. The power to change, to grow, and to become the person you want to be is already within you. But it's up to you to tap into it and prove that you can. The problem is too many people are waiting for external validation. They're waiting for someone else to tell them that they're good enough, that they're worthy, that they can do it. But here's the truth, external validation will never be enough. It will never give you the deep satisfaction that comes from proving to yourself that you are capable. You've got to stop waiting for someone else's approval. You've got to prove it to yourself, because that's the only validation that will ever truly matter. The journey of proving to yourself that you can is a process. It's a series of small, consistent actions that build on each other over time. It's waking up every day and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the things that others won't do, so that you can have the things that others will never have. It's about pushing through the moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. And trust me, those moments will come. They always do. But it's in those moments that you have the chance to prove to yourself that you're stronger than you think. It's in those moments that you show yourself what you're really made of. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect opportunity, I'm here to tell you that it will never come. The perfect moment is now. The time to prove to yourself that you can is right now. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for everything to be just right. Start where you are, with what you have, and prove to yourself that you're willing to put in the work. Prove to yourself that you have what it takes to make it happen. And let's talk about the fear of failure. So many people hold back because they're afraid of failing. They're afraid of making mistakes or falling short of their goals. But what I want you to understand is this: failure is not the enemy, it's the teacher. It's the experience that gives you the lessons you need to grow. You're not going to learn everything you need to know from your successes. You'll learn more from your failures, because they will show you where you need to improve, what you need to do differently, and how you can become stronger. So don't fear failure. Embrace it. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to your success. The most powerful thing you can do for yourself is to commit to proving that you can. Commit to the process. Commit to the work. Commit to showing up every day. Even when you don't feel like it, even when the odds are stacked against you, and even when the world tells you to quit. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple. The ones who make it are the ones who prove to themselves that they can. They are the ones who refuse to quit, who refuse to back down, and who refuse to let fear or doubt hold them back. They are the ones who take action, no matter how small, every single day. But here's the key: proving to yourself that you can isn't about instant results. It's about the long game. It's about consistent effort, day after day, month after month, year after year. It's about building the habits, the mindset, and the discipline that will carry you through the tough times. It's about having the courage to keep going, even when you can't see the finish line. Because I promise you, the day will come when you look back and see how far you've come. You'll realize that every step you took, every decision you made, and every challenge you overcame was part of the process of proving to yourself that you can. And as you prove to yourself that you can, something incredible happens. You start to believe in yourself in ways you never have before. You begin to see your potential. You start to realize that you are capable of so much more than you thought. You stop doubting yourself and start taking massive action. You stop waiting for permission from others, and you start taking ownership of your own life. The more you prove to yourself that you can, the stronger your belief in yourself becomes. And that belief is what will carry you through to the finish line. But it all starts with the decision to prove to yourself that you can. It starts with a choice. The choice to believe in yourself, to trust in your abilities, and to commit to doing the work. It starts with the decision to take control of your life, and stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to succeed. You don't need anyone else's approval. You have everything you need within you to succeed, but you've got to prove it to yourself first. So take that first step. Make that commitment. Show up every day. Do the work. Prove to yourself that you can. Because once you prove to yourself that you can, nothing can stop you. You'll look back on your journey and realize that the only thing that stood between you and your dreams was your willingness to believe in yourself. And once you believe in yourself, you'll realize that there is no limit to what you can achieve. Keep going. Keep proving to yourself that you can. Because when you do, you'll discover a version of yourself that's unstoppable, and that's when the real magic happens. Chapter 7. I won't stop until I see real results. You can't just wish for results. You can't expect them to show up because you've been thinking about them or dreaming about them. If you want real results, you've got to put in the work. You've got to show up when it's hard, when it's uncomfortable, and when you feel like the world is telling you to stop. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The willingness to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate. Real success doesn't come from a quick burst of energy. It comes from consistent action, from building habits that move you closer and closer to where you want to be. Here's the thing. Results don't happen overnight. They don't appear with one big effort or a single moment of brilliance. They come from the daily grind, from the commitment to make small, seemingly insignificant steps every single day. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see instant results, but that's where most people fail. They expect things to happen quickly. They want the reward without doing the hard work. But that's not how it works. And that's why most people never see the results they're looking for. Think about it for a moment. If you want to lose weight, you don't just wake up one day and magically drop 10 pounds. It takes time. It takes discipline. It takes showing up every day, making the right choices, even when you don't feel like it. And the same applies to everything you want to achieve. Whether it's building a business, mastering a skill, or improving yourself, it takes time. But more than that, it takes consistency. It takes doing what others won't do, so you can have what others can't have. It's about looking at the long-term vision and ignoring the short-term setbacks. The truth is, if you're not getting results yet, you're simply not being consistent enough. But consistency will eventually lead to those results. You can't measure your progress with the immediate feedback you get from the world around you. You have to measure it against the work you've put in, the improvements you've made, and the progress you've achieved internally. It's easy to look at where you are right now and feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's easy to look at other people and wonder why they're moving faster than you. But the truth is, you're further along than you think. Every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goals. Every time you push yourself to do something hard, to get out of your comfort zone, you're making progress. And every little piece of progress adds up. Before you know it, those small changes will add up to something huge. This is where most people give up. They can't see the results right away. But that's the thing about success. It's not about what you see today. It's about what you're building for tomorrow. The small things you do today matter more than you realize. They are the foundation for the bigger things that are coming. Keep doing the work, and those small actions will compound over time. They will lead to the results you want, even if you can't see them right now. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. But that's when you need to dig in. That's when you need to remind yourself of why you started in the first place. If you're putting in the work, keep going. Trust the process. Trust that the effort you're putting in today will pay off tomorrow. Don't look at where you are now. Look at where you're going. If you're not where you want to be yet, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're in the process of becoming who you're meant to be. And that process takes time. I want you to really think about this. Where do you want to be a year from now? Do you want to be exactly where you are today? Or do you want to look back and say, I'm so glad I didn't quit? The results you want are out there waiting for you, but you have to go out and get them. No one is going to hand them to you. Success isn't just about talent or luck. It's about grit, determination, and the willingness to keep going when it feels like nothing is happening. It's about trusting that every action you take, every effort you make, is moving you closer to your destination. You can't quit now. Not when you're so close to your breakthrough. And here's the thing, results don't just happen, they are earned. Every single day that you put in the work, you're earning your results. Every time you show up and push through the obstacles, you're earning your future success. It's not about magic. It's not about waiting for the stars to align. It's about consistent action. It's about making the decision that you won't stop until you see real results, even if it takes longer than you expected. Even when it feels like nothing is happening. Keep going. Because trust me, it is happening. Results are coming. So what are you going to do today to move closer to your goal? What small action can you take right now that will make a difference tomorrow? Because remember, results don't come from big, dramatic moments. They come from the small, consistent steps you take every single day. Keep going, no matter how slow it seems. Keep working, even when the results aren't visible yet. Because they're coming. You just have to trust the process. The greatest mistake you can make is to quit too soon. To give up just before the breakthrough. Keep going, and those results will eventually show up. Keep working, even when you feel like you're getting nowhere. Keep going, even when no one else believes in you. Because your results are just around the corner. The work you're putting in now will pay off in ways you can't even imagine. And when those results come, they will be worth every single step you took to get there. Keep showing up, keep putting in the work, and trust that the results will come. Don't stop until you see them. Because when you do, you'll realize that every ounce of effort, every struggle, every moment of doubt was worth it. And that's when the real magic happens. You won't just get results, you'll become the person who made those results possible. And that's the kind of success that will last a lifetime. Chapter 8. I won't stop until I build a life I'm proud of. Building a life you're proud of isn't something that happens by accident. It doesn't come from the luck of the draw or some magical moment where everything falls into place. It's built, brick by brick, through your choices, your decisions, and your actions every single day. When you wake up, what are you doing to shape the life you want? What are you doing to create the future you desire? Because, here's the truth. The life you have today is a direct reflection of what you've been doing up until now. If you don't like where you are, you have the power to change it. But it starts with you. You are the architect of your own life. You can either build the life you want, or you can let life build something for you. And trust me, it won't always be what you envisioned. Creating a life you're proud of requires more than just dreaming. It requires action. It requires taking responsibility for where you are and where you want to be. So many people sit back, waiting for things to happen, hoping for a breakthrough, or waiting for someone else to come along and change their situation. But that's not how life works. Success doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing. It comes from taking ownership of your future and making the decisions that lead you in the right direction. It comes from knowing that you can't keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. To build the life you want, you have to take a hard look at where you are, decide where you want to go, and start moving toward it, one step at a time. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind and forget why you're doing it all. But you have to remember your why. Why do you want to build a life you're proud of? What is it that drives you? Whether it's your family, your passion, your dreams, or the desire to become the best version of yourself, you have to know what's pushing you forward. If you don't have a strong reason, it's easy to lose sight of your goals when things get tough. And trust me, things will get tough. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, moments when you want to throw in the towel and walk away. But it's in those moments that you have to remember why you started. It's your why that will keep you going when everything else seems against you. Building a life you're proud of requires discipline. Discipline to make the right choices, even when they're hard. Discipline to keep going when you don't feel like it. Discipline to push through the setbacks and failures. And let me tell you, there will be failures. There will be moments when things don't go according to plan, when things fall apart, when you feel like you're not getting anywhere. But that's part of the journey. It's in those moments of failure that your character is built. It's in those moments that you grow, and it's in those moments that you prove to yourself that you won't stop, no matter what. To build a life you're proud of, you need to be intentional about how you spend your time. Your time is your most valuable resource. How you spend it today will determine the life you live tomorrow. Are you investing your time in things that will move you closer to your goals? Or are you letting distractions, negative influences, and bad habits pull you off course? Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your purpose, you're saying no to the life you truly want. And every time you say no to distractions, no to the things that don't matter, you're making a decision to invest in yourself and your future. It's about making conscious choices about how you use your time, and knowing that every action you take is either bringing you closer to your dreams or further away from them. Building a life you're proud of is also about building the right mindset. You can't be successful if you don't believe you can be. If you don't believe in yourself, in your abilities, and in your potential, you'll never make it to where you want to go. Your mindset shapes your reality. If you think you can't, you won't. If you think you're not good enough, you won't even try. But if you believe in yourself, if you believe you're capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, that's when things start to change. When you have the right mindset, obstacles become opportunities. Challenges become stepping stones. And failure is just a lesson on the way to success. But without that belief in yourself, you'll be stuck right where you are. Building a life you're proud of also means letting go of what's holding you back. So many people are stuck in their past, in their mistakes, in their failures, in their regrets. But your past does not define you. The mistakes you've made do not define you. You are not your failures. You are not your shortcomings. You are who you choose to become today. And if you want to build the life you're proud of, you have to let go of the past and start focusing on the future. The longer you hold on to the baggage of yesterday, the longer you delay your progress. Your future is waiting for you, but you can't reach it if you're still clinging to the past. Let it go. Move forward. Your best days are still ahead of you, but you have to be willing to release the things that are holding you back. Every choice you make today is a brick in the foundation of the life you want to build. Every time you choose to do something that aligns with your goals, you're adding to that foundation. Every time you choose to take care of yourself, to work on your growth, to push through the hard moments, you're building something beautiful. But it's not just about building something in the future, it's about building something now. Every day you wake up and make choices that move you toward the life you want is a day that you are winning. You are building the life you deserve. But it's up to you to make those choices. It's up to you to decide that you're going to show up, no matter how tough it gets. Building a life you're proud of isn't a one-time effort, it's a lifelong journey. It's a process of continuous growth, of learning from your mistakes, of staying focused on your goals, and of making sure every action you take is in line with the life you want to create. The road won't always be smooth, but it will be worth it. Every step you take, every decision you make, is one step closer to the life you want. So don't give up. Keep building. Keep going. Your future self will thank you for it. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize that you've created something extraordinary. You've created a life you're proud of, and that's the greatest achievement of all. Chapter 9. I won't stop until I make winning a habit. You can make success your default setting. Winning doesn't have to be a once-in-a-lifetime event. It doesn't need to be rare or for the lucky few. It can be a part of your life every day, a part of your identity. You have the power to make winning a habit, and that's where everything changes. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who fall short is simple. The winners have made winning a part of their daily routine. They have conditioned themselves to expect victory. They have set themselves up to win, not by chance, but by design. And you can do the same. Winning becomes a habit when you stop treating it as something you might achieve one day, and start treating it like something you will achieve every single day. Every decision you make, every action you take, is either a step toward your goal or a step away from it. And when you start making winning decisions consistently, day in and day out, it's no longer about hoping to win, it's about knowing you will. The more you condition yourself to win, the more natural it becomes. It becomes a part of who you are, and soon winning isn't even something you have to think about anymore, it's just what you do. But here's the key. Making winning a habit doesn't mean that things are going to be easy. It doesn't mean that the road will always be smooth. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and challenges along the way. But when winning becomes a habit, you don't let those challenges stop you. You don't let them slow you down. You don't let them define your journey. You push through. You adapt. You find a way. And that's what separates the winners from the ones who give up. The winners don't let anything get in their way. The winners have made winning a habit, and that habit fuels them every day. It's not about being perfect. It's not about avoiding failure. In fact, failure is an essential part of the winning process. It's through the failures, the mistakes, the missteps, that you learn, that you grow, that you improve. Every time you fail, you get a little bit better. Every time you hit a roadblock, you find a way around it. Every time something doesn't go according to plan, you adjust and come back even stronger. So when you make winning a habit, you're not just learning how to win, you're learning how to turn failure into fuel. You're learning how to embrace the challenges and use them to propel yourself forward. The key is to develop a mindset that's committed to success. You have to train your mind to focus on the end result, on the vision of what you want to achieve, and you need to believe that you can get there. It's easy to get distracted by the little things, to get caught up in the struggles, to start doubting yourself. But when you make winning a habit, you keep your eyes on the prize. You keep moving forward. You keep pushing, even when it's hard. Because you know that winning is a habit. And you know that with every action you take, you're just one step closer to the victory you've been working for. And here's the beauty of it. The more you win, the more you build momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in the world. When you're in momentum, everything becomes easier. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You start to have more energy, more focus, more drive. And it's all because you've created a habit of winning. Winning builds on itself. It's a snowball effect. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you achieve, the more confident you become. And that confidence starts to feed itself. With every win, big or small, you're reinforcing the belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Making winning a habit is about repetition. It's about making the right decisions, the right actions, part of your daily routine. It's about saying no to the things that don't serve you, and saying yes to the things that move you closer to your goals. It's about getting up every day with a purpose, with a plan, and with the mindset that you're going to win. And let me tell you, when you start winning consistently, something amazing happens. It becomes who you are. It becomes part of your identity. And once you've made winning a part of your identity, you'll never go back. You'll never settle for less. You'll never stop striving for more, because winning is who you are. But to truly make winning a habit, you have to be willing to do the work. You have to put in the effort every day, even when it feels like nothing is happening, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere, even when it seems like the results are nowhere in sight. Winning a habit doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes consistency. It takes patience. But most importantly, it takes a relentless commitment to your goals. When you commit to winning every single day, you're not just working toward a future goal, you're creating the future you want right now. Every day you win, you build the future you've always dreamed of. Every time you show up, every time you take action, you are creating a life where success is the norm. And that's when everything starts to change. Winning a habit is about taking responsibility. It's about not waiting for the world to change, but for you to change the world around you. It's about taking full ownership of your life and your outcomes. If you want to build a life you're proud of, if you want to achieve your goals, you have to take responsibility for your actions, your decisions, and your results. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. It's all on you. And once you embrace that, once you accept that you are the only person who can create the life you want, that's when you truly start winning. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Make winning a habit. Decide right now that you are going to make every day a victory. Decide right now that you're going to show up, that you're going to put in the work, that you're going to push through the hard moments, and that you will not stop until you've reached your goal. Winning is not a one-time event. Winning is a habit. And once you make it a part of who you are, nothing and no one can stop you. The life you want, the success you want, the victory you're striving for, it's all within your reach. But it starts with you. It starts with making winning your habit. And once you do that, everything else will fall into place. Keep going, keep pushing, and make winning your default setting. Chapter 10. Keep pushing, keep winning. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. It's about transforming yourself into the kind of person who naturally attracts success, the kind of person who operates on a different level, a level where winning isn't a rare event but a daily habit. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, if you want to separate yourself from the crowd and build a life that others can only dream of, you have to understand that success isn't about luck, talent, or even intelligence. It's about the way you think, the way you act, and the way you push yourself beyond what's comfortable. Every great achiever, every legend, every icon, they all have one thing in common. They trained themselves to operate on a level that most people aren't willing to reach. They built themselves from the inside out. And if you want to rise above, if you want to break through every limitation that's ever held you back, you need to start now. The reason most people never reach their potential isn't because they lack ability. It's not because they don't have the right resources. It's because they never fully commit. They hesitate. They overthink. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect conditions. But let me tell you something. There is no perfect moment. There is no perfect time to start. The only thing that matters is whether you decide right now that you are going to step up, take control, and push yourself like never before. The people who win in life are the ones who refuse to wait. They refuse to let excuses dictate their future. They refuse to be held back by fear, by doubt, by insecurity. They take action. They move forward. They create momentum. And in doing so, they become unstoppable. You have to train yourself to think differently. You have to condition yourself to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You have to program your mind to believe that nothing is out of reach, that every challenge is just another step toward greatness. The way you think determines everything. If you see problems as roadblocks, you will always feel stuck. But if you see them as stepping stones, as lessons, as opportunities to grow, you will always find a way forward. The mind is the most powerful tool you have, but only if you use it correctly. If you fill it with doubt, negativity, and fear, you will live a life of limitation. But if you fill it with confidence, discipline, and an unshakable belief in yourself, you will achieve things that once seemed impossible. The truth is, most people never reach their highest potential because they stay trapped in their old habits. They live every day the same way, thinking the same thoughts, doing the same things, expecting different results. But nothing changes unless you change. Nothing improves unless you improve. If you want a new life, you have to become a new person. You have to let go of the version of yourself that settles for less. You have to destroy the part of you that makes excuses. You have to rise up and declare that you are done playing small. The only way to create a future that excites you is to refuse to stay the same. Every single day you have a choice: stay the same and get the same results, or push yourself to grow, to evolve, to become the kind of person who dominates in life. Discipline is the foundation of everything. If you cannot control yourself, you will never control your future. If you are waiting for motivation to save you, you are already losing. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. But discipline is forever. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation disappears. Discipline is what makes you wake up early, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what forces you to keep pushing, even when the results aren't showing yet. It's what separates the amateurs from the professionals, the dreamers from the doers. If you want to build a life that is powerful, unstoppable, and full of success, you must commit to discipline like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. The greatest battles you will ever fight are the ones within your own mind. The war between comfort and growth. The war between doubt and belief. The war between taking action and standing still. Every day these battles are happening inside you, and the side that wins determines the direction of your life. If you give in to comfort, you lose. If you let fear dictate your actions, you lose. But if you choose to push through, if you choose to face the fear and do it anyway, if you choose growth over comfort, you win. And when you keep winning those small battles, when you keep showing up, when you keep proving to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses, everything in your life begins to change. One of the most powerful things you can do is raise your standards. If you expect more from yourself, you will get more out of life. If you demand excellence in everything you do, excellence will become your new normal. But if you accept mediocrity, if you allow yourself to operate at a level that is beneath your potential, you will always feel unfulfilled. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't is not talent. It's not luck. It's standards. The high achievers demand more from themselves. They don't settle. They don't make excuses. They don't accept anything less than the best version of themselves. And because of that, they rise above. They achieve more. They dominate in their field, in their business, in their life. If you want to live at that level, you have to start expecting more from yourself. Everything you want in life is possible, but it won't come easy. You will have to work for it. You will have to fight for it. You will have to push yourself harder than you ever thought possible. But here's the thing, the struggle, the effort, the sacrifice, it's all worth it. Because when you commit fully, when you give it everything you have, when you refuse to quit, you unlock a version of yourself that is unstoppable. You become someone who doesn't just chase dreams, you make them a reality. And that is the greatest power you can ever possess. So right now, decide that you will no longer settle for average. Decide that you will no longer be controlled by fear or doubt. Decide that you will do whatever it takes to become the best version of yourself. Because once you make that decision, once you fully commit, once you step into your power, nothing and no one can stop you. The life you want is waiting for you, but only if you are willing to do what it takes. Start today, start now, and never look back.